Hello everybody and Merry Christmas. In this video I want to talk about how the Christmas rally may affect my portfolio and the moves I want to make in the few days. When everybody is celebrating with their families, the stock market is still open, so maybe you have some business to do. And in this video I want to talk about Google, I want to talk about portfolio allocation, I want to talk about the things I will monitor for the next year and how I will position myself to continue to outperform the market. So pretty tense video without much of a script. I have some notes on my phone, but that will be pretty much it. So short video, short format, because we will all enjoy some good quality family time after this. In case this is your first video from this channel, welcome. My name is Christophe Noor. I've been investing in the stock market for almost a decade now, and I have achieved a performance of 25% per year. And so far so good. I'm reaching my goals this year. The performance is good. I'm outperforming the market by more than 5%. So fair enough. And yeah, I'm doing like a very good performance year to date. Very happy with the performance. So the things I want to see with this Christmas rally, as you probably know, at the end of the year in December, December is usually a good month for markets, for especially markets in the US, by the way. And most of the time, you have some catch-up effect at the end of the year, meaning stocks that have performed really well continue to perform really well, and stocks that have declined a lot continue to decline a lot because you have some tax loss harvesting. So fund managers are selling their losers to just take the loss and avoid paying taxes on their gains. So you reduce your tax bracket if you do this anyway. And you have some catch-up effect because if you have to sell your losers, you have to buy some winners. What do you do with your cash? And that's maybe self-inflicted and a self-fulfilling prophecy, but it works. So why don't we all benefit from this Christmas rally? This is what people say, and so far so good. For the majority of the years, the late part of December is usually very bullish for stocks. And I want to sell my Google position. And you have a few things that I want to share with you for Google. As you can see from this Twitter account, Investing Visuals, Google is the best stock out of the Magnificent Seven basket. So for the first scenario of having this catch-up effect, people will buy more Google to benefit from this short-term move. It will create some buying pressures, okay? And the sentiment for Google is extremely high right now. You have some betting apps, people betting on what the future will be. Which company has the best AI model at the end of 2025? Everybody agrees Google has the best model right now. Gemini is the best. Everybody agrees that they are growing the fastest. ChatGPT still dominates usage, but Gemini is the only platform showing meaningful share gains. Google distribution advantage is starting to show up in traffic. So if you look at all the LLMs, ChatGPT is still winning. ChatGPT is still big because you have the first movers advantage and scale. But Gemini is here at 11% traffic share and growing 10% months over months. So they are starting to get some traction and everybody is celebrating for Google. Maybe they are celebrating too much. Maybe the optimism is too much. I remember vividly a few months ago, people were crying like babies on the internet about being short Google, not believing in the thesis, and their analysis was quite fake. They were sad because the stock price went down. This is it. At the end of the day, sometimes you have rational investors, sometimes you have emotional investors. The key is to know whether you are emotional or rational. It depends. You can't be both when investing. Because when the stock price of Google goes from 200 to 150 and you have all this bad piece of news, the anti-regulation, antitrust, ChatGPT is winning. You have some reports from Safari, that the Google queries were going down. You had all the elements that were negative for Google. And people started to panic over Google and sold at the bottom. And they decided to short the position, etc., etc. You had some fake arguments with the Gmails, for example. But now people are celebrating again. By the way, if you want to become a better investor and improve your performance, I have a coaching program. It gives you the exact method I've used to generate 25% per year for almost a decade. More on that at the end of the video. Google is gaining ground on OpenAI. You have declining trends. Look at it. This is the traffic share of OpenAI in blue. 12 months ago, it was big, more than 80%, and now slowly declining. And you have the red candle here getting bigger and bigger and bigger for Gemini. The sentiment for AI is weak, and you have to be flexible and ready. And you have a great investor that I don't often talk about on my YouTube channel called Chris Camillo. Chris Camillo, in case you don't know him, he has a YouTube channel with two of his friends. Great investing content. I watch everything. He's a retail investor after all, but he's very smart. So he looks at what is happening in the market. He bets heavily, and he has a performance of more than 50% per year for more than 10 years. For what, 20 years? What has been the performance? Maybe on his Twitter account, he shares this. From $20,000 to $80 million. The performance is what, 70% annual returns? Absolutely crazy annual returns, and the kind of due diligence he does is extremely good. So he was short Google a few months ago. In August, when the stock price was rebounding a little bit, 200, he became short, a short seller of Google. And because of all the reports, all the negative news, the evidence is piling up that people using AI queries through ChatGPT are generating Google searches and clicks at scale. So Google's numbers are fake. Apple's ADQ testified Safari searches fell for the first time in 22 years because of AI use. Alphabet stock dropped 10% that day. Plenty of negative news, right? The Google trends are completely faked right now and generated by AI. And ChatGPT is eating the world. And when you make one query on ChatGPT, you have many clicks on Google, which means the Google trends are no longer valid. This was his argument. When you generate one query on ChatGPT, you fake 100 clicks. So actually the negative signs were piling up for Google. So he was short in August. And then he changed his mind. Where can I show you? Okay. Look at this. In late August, a few weeks after his short position, something changed for Google because Google announced a partnership with Apple. Google started to have some positive news. So in late August, Apple reportedly explored licensing Google's Gemini AI engine to power a revamped Siri. Google has begun training models especially for Apple servers. And boom, this was the beginning of the new positive cycle. So Chris exited his small Google short on the Apple news. My thesis is that OpenAI queries are fueling search traffic still stands, but that's not what's driving price action right now. I may re-enter the short later. So it seems like in the past you had plenty of negative news. It was 6 months ago. It was not a long time ago, guys. 6 months ago. And now the cycle turned and you have only positive news, as I just showed you before. And people are just celebrating a stock price that goes up. In my opinion, the sentiment was too bad 6 months ago. And now the sentiment is too good. So the title of this video should be like how the Christmas rally will impact my portfolio. I will seize this opportunity of euphoria to sell Google, to trim Google. I will cut 1/3 of the position. I still want Google to be a core holding, but because the stock price has gone up so much, I will have to trim. It has become my largest position, and I'm not comfortable having a largest position in my portfolio for an euphoric movement. I'm still holding, but I will trim because Alphabet can shock the world. What if they re-accelerate in 2026? What if they have some immense potential in the future? I had the same situation in 2023 for Meta Platforms. For Meta Platforms in 2023, well, for Meta, everything dropped 70% in 2022, and then things rebounded in 2023. And then people started to doubt again because the valuation had become reasonable. So back on track. What do you do here? Do you trim? Do you sell? Guess what? Meta Platforms and Mark Zuckerberg were still hungry. So everything re-accelerated. When the sentiment was bad, they fought back. And then the sentiment was good again, they fought back harder to rebound harder. And it is a scenario that I can see for Google, meaning maybe Google is not that expensive and they can reaccelerate and eat ChatGPT out. So yeah, maybe they can fight back a little bit more, be more efficient, grow revenues more, grow earnings, grow free cash flow, etc., etc., etc. Okay, so how the Centaur rally is going to affect my portfolio, this will be it. And I think with the proceeds, I have several stocks that I am eyeing. I have Adobe that will have a tax loss harvesting period right now. I wouldn't be surprised if Adobe is down for the last week of December. That could be a good short-term arbitrage. I have TPL that I am eyeing right now, Texas Pacific Land, that has been a loser for 2025. The stock has gone nowhere but down. At the beginning of 2025, the stock was 400 and now it's 300. I'm recording this video today live, but for some videos on my channel, you will see before the split, after the split. The stock just did a 3-for-1 stock split. Anyway, and I have FICO on my watch list that I want to buy. I want to purchase it. So I'm still doing some heavy research on FICO and waiting for a good entry point. Okay, and now let's talk about the market overall. The S&P 500 is high. The S&P 500 is at a record all-time high. We just learned about a new GDP growth environment, more than 4%. A new Fed will lower the interest rates. You have a lot of euphoria in this market. A lot of optimism in this market. You have a US administration that is pro-business, pro-stocks, and stocks are expensive. And I see some people on the internet worrying that we are in the same exact situation we were in 2021. And I agree. This is stretched. It feels like a local top. It sounds like a local top. It looks like a local top. So maybe it's a local top. Or maybe not. It's only a matter of probability. Nobody has a crystal ball. So even though we have stretched valuations for most stocks, I will not sell out of stocks. I will just trim a little bit of Google and hold. And hold and hold and hold. Because you don't bet against America. This is a good rule for life. You don't want to be on the wrong side of the war. So you just don't bet against America. And you hold tight. Because eventually, you will work out okay. It will work out fine. Okay? So, some people compare to 2021. You have hype, you have valuation, and everybody expects a great 2027. Everybody expects the Fed to cut interest rates, earnings to reaccelerate, AI to reaccelerate. I would not be so sure of this. You have external shocks that will come and that will disrupt the world. And nobody is anticipated bad events to happen. So I would be cautious because people right now are a little bit delusional when it comes to growth. They expect data centers everywhere. They expect the AI adoption to be really fast. And people are acting crazy. So my advice for my subscribers, for this YouTube channel is don't act crazy. you may be seduced, you may be tempted to go into this AI play with a short-term speculative play of a speculative stock that has never had any profits, but then in 2026 or in 2027, they will shock the world. Now everybody is expecting a great 2026, 2027. They don't expect any external shocks, but external shocks will come. So be careful, don't act crazy, and Merry Christmas, and thank you for your support. That was basically what I had written for my notes. Now, if you want to celebrate Christmas, as always, we did a live session yesterday with some live members. You can support this channel by being a member. It's only the price of a coffee, and we will have live sessions. We just had a live session yesterday, so you have the recordings, you have the replays. It was about stock picks, specific stock selection, life lessons, and also some personal anecdotes that I have never shared before on YouTube. So it's just a way to give a tip to the YouTube channel, to support the YouTube channel for the price of a coffee. And if you want to go deeper and support this channel on a monthly basis, you have for $25, you can have exclusive videos and a priority access to replies. If you have a comment below a video, I will reply to you first and in a complete way before everybody else. So that's the kind of access you can have for memberships, either for the price of a coffee, $5 per month, and you have access to live sessions and you can ask your questions and get access to the replays of the live sessions. Or if you want to go a little bit to a deeper level and thank the YouTube channel a little bit more, you have for $25 access to exclusive videos and a priority access if you have a question. So yeah, we just did the live session yesterday. It was great. And I like the way the channel is growing so far. So the membership thing is working today. We have roughly 40 people right now and still growing. Every week, still growing. People are becoming more members and we are starting a small community here. So I'm loving the process. Thank you everybody. If you are already a member to this channel, I'm expecting way more value given to you in 2026. I can't tell more than this, but I'm expecting great things if you become a member right now. So you know what to do. If you want to support this YouTube channel, you can click on the join button below this video. And I wish you a Merry Christmas, everybody. See you tomorrow, business as usual. If you like this content and you want to go deeper, I have a coaching program. In this program, you will learn the strategy I use to outperform the market. You will learn how to find winning opportunities. You will learn how to properly value stocks, when to buy, when to sell, so that you can build a strong portfolio with great companies. Additionally, inside the program, you will have access to an exclusive community of like-minded investors, and you will also have access to my personalized guidance to reach your investing goals. Click the first link in the description to get more information. You will get a short video that explains how everything works, completely for free. No need for your email address, just click the first link in the description and I'll see you on the other side.